I'm a leasing consultant. Like, I literally work in an apartment complex right now. So I got the tea for you, okay? I got all the tea on my computer. Okay, I wrote everything down. So let's get into it. I want Andrew to say, hey. What's up, y'all? My name is Janae. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you can become a part of the Angel family. If you didn't say hey, well, I mean, we just starting this, but this is going to be our new thing. So make sure y'all say hey. When I say, what's up, my angel? So you better say hey. And if you're not an angel, don't say hey till you hit that subscribe button, okay? We are adulting. We are grown. We are leveling up, okay? We are finding ourselves. We're finding our flow, okay? We're learning how to love on ourselves and other people, okay? We're just learning how to do everything. But in this video, I'm teaching the girls and the guys how to get their first apartment, okay? You trying to get up out your mommy crib, or you about to graduate college, you in a dorm, but you know you're not trying to go home. Cause I went back home for a few months. I had a lot of stuff to do, and I had like a job offer, so I had to, but baby, I was out. And then, FYI, I'm a leasing consultant. Like, I literally work in an apartment complex right now. So I got the tea for you, okay? I got all the tea on my computer. Okay, I wrote everything down. So let's get into it. All right, before we get into the tips and all my whole rundown of how you can get your first apartment, whether you in school, out of school, just first apartment period, comment down below what aesthetic you want for your first apartment. My apartment, I knew I was trying to go for like a happy-go-lucky, cutesy, boho-y type of thing. Now, I come to realize, because I was going through a whole spiritual thing, which I'm still very spiritual, still very much a universe and religious and all that girl. It's all intertwined. Everything is one. If you didn't know, everything is one. And if y'all want videos on spirituality and like how I came about this and how it literally helps me every day, okay, I can do that. But now I'm realizing that like my next apartment is going to be girly down. And I try to get away from the girly down. I try to get away from like the pinks and the sparkles and all that, but like I'm a girly girl, okay? And I like girly girl things. I have little pieces, like you see my hearts over there, and I got my mirrors, and like I just got a little cutesy girly stuff. I got a lot of hearts in a lot of different places. But yeah, so comment down below your aesthetic, what you think you're going to be going for. And look, if you don't know your aesthetic, go look it up. Okay, go look it up on Pinterest and come back and tell me, like, is it boho? Is it luxe? Is it minimalistic? Is it retro? Is it like flower child? Like, tell me what aesthetic you're going for, okay? We're going to break this down into two categories: how to prepare yourself to get your first apartment, and what apartments to look for when they're like bringing people into the apartment complex, right? Applications and all that stuff. Like I said, I work in the office, so I know, baby, my residents be, I just work here, okay? I'm not in your business. I really don't care that much, but I mean, I'm gonna do what I came here to get paid to do. And the first step when you're looking for an apartment, I don't care, this is above all. Before you go on Zillow and all that, you need to be honest with a monthly budget, okay? When I planned to come down here, I did come down here for a job. In that job, I was gonna be making like $64,000 a year. That didn't end up working out, but I budgeted off of that, right? So make a budget for yourself. Now, right now in bills, I probably pay about like, I pay over 2 bands a month in bills, like close to 3, close to 2. It's somewhere in that 2,000 range, right? My rent plus, utilities plus apartments come with fees. So when you're looking at apartments, don't think that that rent is the only thing you're going to be paying. Most apartments come with fees, whether it's insurance fees, whether it's they got amenities, whether it's they might have Wi-Fi included. Like, a lot of apartments come with fees, and they don't list that on like their initial site. You got to call, ask, or you'll go visit, and they'll tell you. But that base price is that base price. You might be adding upwards $200-$300 on top of that, depending on how much water you use, how much electric you use, and what other fees they have that's just like not even off of usage, okay? So budget, because you need to know what's your starting point, right? And a lot of apartments are are not open for $1,000. A lot of them are not giving that. So make a budget and figure out where you're gonna go from there. Now, when you get your budget together, this will lead you into, okay, do I make enough money to sustain myself, pay my bills, and still be able to live the life that I'm comfortable with living, right? So like right now, like I can pay my bills, I can still go out, I can do a little bit of shopping, I budget, like I invest, I'm saving for trips and stuff, so I make my money go where I need it to go. I don't pay my bills and go broke, right? A lot of people, when you don't budget before you find an apartment, that's how you be house broke. And house broke is food in the fridge, my bills is paid, but I can't do nothing else, right? And that's fine and dandy. That's fine and dandy because this your crib. You paying a lot of money to be here. But at the end of the day, if you're not a homebody, you don't want to live like that. Even if you are a homebody, you don't want to pay your bills, and then if something random wants to pop up, you like, dang, I just paid all my bills, so I don't have no money, right? So make that make sense. And then once you make it make sense, figure out realistically, should you get a roommate? Do you need a roommate? So think about that. Like, do you need a roommate? Who's going to be a roommate if you need one? If you're comfortable with like going on Facebook Marketplace, I don't recommend. Personally, I've only had one roommate in life. Well, not in life, but I've only had one roommate since I moved out the house and I went to college. After I turned 18, I've only had one roommate. That was my freshman year roommate. Ever since then, I became an RA. That way I didn't have to have a roommate. Now I live in my own apartment. I have a 1-bedroom, and I was thinking about getting a roommate so I can cut some expenses. But I'd rather just figure out how to make more money so I can just be comfortable by myself, right? So that's me. But if you are, more open to it, and you kind of are, you don't mind, you got a good friend that y'all get along, or you got just somebody let you know that's good, that you're not too close with, because when friends live together, that kind of ruins friendships sometimes. But yes, think about that. That's very important. That's something that you want to start off with. Your budget, and if you want to live alone or with a person or with multiple people. Because paying, let's say, $1,400 by yourself is way different than paying $700 split between two people, right? Like when you got a roommate, all your expenses might be $1,400 for the month, including your half of everything plus whatever else you got. That's up to you to gauge. Do I want to be in a situation, or do I want to take care of it on my own? And there's nothing wrong with having a roommate. Like I said, sometimes I wish I had one, but I don't. And I'm gorgeous. I got too much stuff. It be too much going on. I be needing my space, okay? So now, once you figure out your budget, and once you figure out if you're going to need to find a roommate, if that's what you want to do, and start looking at people who could be a roommate, now you want to throw in there, what city can you move to within your budget? And when you're moving from city to city, you don't need to just be thinking about how much it costs to move in. You also got to think about how much it costs to get you there, right? So if you got mad stuff and you move it mad far to the point where you need a U-Haul or something, when I tell y'all, I was going to get a U-Haul to move my stuff from Philly to here, Jersey to here, Charlotte. But when I tell y'all that U-Haul was $1,200, that's not including gas, okay? That's not including gas. They don't include gas. So, and that was one way. That wasn't even like returning it. But I feel like when you not returning it, it do be a little bit more. But yeah, you have to so let's just run down the expenses of when you're moving out of state, right? You might have to do a plane ticket, right? Pause. Before that, because I don't recommend moving nowhere that you haven't seen. So let's talk about, you need to plan how you want to go see it, right? So you got to plan like a weekend trip or something to go see. If you move out of state, you got to go see where you're going. You don't want to just move into some random neighborhood and you like, oh, on Google Maps it look good, but you go over there and now you surrounded by like crackheads and stuff. Like, you don't want that. So you got to gauge the price and the time frame for you to go see the place that you're moving to, go look at a few places, schedule your tours, all of that, right? So say that might cost like a band, just depending on where you stay in, gas, blah, 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 whatever. Then Now, moving into the actual apartment, you're gonna need a U-Haul. So you gotta pack up all your stuff. You can get free packing supplies. You can go to different places and find boxes or like ask around, blah, blah, blah. You might have to buy some, but you can find places that have boxes, like go to warehouses or whatever. You're gonna have to pay your moving costs. So let's say you move in the beginning of the month, you're gonna pay the whole month of rent plus your fees and all that. So you gotta calculate all of that into the moving costs as well. And then when you first move in, I mean, once you get them keys, you don't have to have everything. You can get you a blow-up mattress, put some food in the refrigerator real quick so you don't gotta eat out, because that's gonna be more expensive than just putting some food in the refrigerator. And yeah, so you have to gauge for all of that. All of that. And that's why, like, moving is a time process. I do not recommend you just getting up and you're like, I want to move next month. Unless you got the bread. If you got the bread, do what you want to do. But if you know you got to kind of like, you know, save up a little bit, penny pinch here and there, I would say give yourself about 6 months of planning. Don't give yourself about 6 months of planning, because job, money, location, make sure you have what you need to get the apartment. We're going to get into that too, like what apartments want. But it takes time to get this stuff, okay? If you, like I said, if you don't just have money to spare, it takes time to make stuff happen. Yes. So I also recommend, okay, when you get in your first apartment, find a job. If you're not staying where you already at, because if you're already in that city, I'm sure you already have a job. But you need a job. You need a job. You can, if you're moving out of state, I recommend finding a job beforehand, because they can send you an offer letter. Apartments take offer letters. I got my apartment with an offer letter. Now, y'all know what's so crazy? That offer letter got me into my complex. I didn't have to do a deposit. Everything was Gucci. I made way more than enough, blah, blah, blah. When I moved out here, I didn't have that job. Like that job, my job, I had a job at a bank. They called me the Friday before the Monday that I moved. So it was Friday, I moved on Monday. They called me on that Friday and told me that they pulled the position. I had everything secured though. And if they would have said something before, or if I didn't have that job or that offer letter, then I would have had to have pay stubs and all that extra stuff that we're gonna get into later, right? So be prepared. Find a job, because that job can make you a offer letter. And if you gotta fake it till you make it, okay? If you know a manager somewhere that the company is worldwide and they can just, or if you like me, now I didn't do this, but me knowing me, I could have. You can make you an offer letter. You just gotta make sure that everything is legit. Like, find somebody who has an offer letter and copy it to a T. You're gonna need the logo of the company. You're gonna need the hiring people's emails. You're gonna need the right phone number. You don't know if they're gonna call or not. They more than likely they're not gonna call. Like, we've never called no job to verify that somebody worked there. We just add up the numbers and make sure it makes sense. You're gonna need to make sure the lingo is good. Download Grammarly and put that paragraph in Grammarly. Make sure it's capitalized, it's punctuated, everything makes sense. You're not using no slang. The name is spelled right. Everything is capitalized. It's dated. Like, you know, they usually bold the pay. They usually put the pay in bold. Make sure the font makes sense to what the font they be using. Like, if you're going to finesse it right. Okay, don't half step it. Don't half step it. But offer letters are a really good way to go. So find you a job beforehand. If you're gonna move out of state, find you a job beforehand. So when you come down there, then you'll have a little bit more, you know, security. Then you're not scrambling to find a job, even though I was scrambling. But I came down here with 3 months of savings. So either way, if I was scrambling or not, I prepared myself for the worst. And the worst happened. But it worked out. God made it work. Let me tell you about a story. So when I first started working at my job, probably like a month in, probably a couple weeks in, really, because for like the first 2 months of me working at my job, I was there by myself. My manager, she put her 2 weeks in the day I started, and I was there by myself until my new manager came in the new year. So we had somebody do pay stubs, and this was when they had us checking applications. Now, I don't know if this is just a my management company thing, or if this is like spraying, but I'm pretty sure it's spraying because everything is becoming like they want to make stuff remote and pay less for this so they can pay somebody else to do this over here. But we're not checking applications anymore on property. They have like a whole team that does it. They put it through scanners and all this extra stuff, right? But so somebody brought us some pay stubs, and they teach you how to, you know, talk in corporate, but like, you dumb. So somebody brought us some pay stubs, and on these pay stubs, the simplest thing, they didn't even look at nothing else. Well, once you start looking at the other stuff, she was like, and this, but y'all, their name, the first thing on the pay stub, it was like an X in the middle of their name. Like, let's say it was like a ZHXNE. And then it was like lowercase. The whole thing was like lowercase. So it's like, you ain't think to double check this? You thought you were just going to pay your deposit, which is like your application fee, and your administration, which is already $220 down the hole, and you want to send us some pay stubs that you ain't even double check to make sure that they was going semi-work? What? And then we adding up the prices. The prices that she got, the number she got on there is not adding up to the final number that she got on the paper. So it's like, you didn't even try. You just thought it was so stupid. You thought it was so stupid. And now look at you looking dumb. Because once you get caught like trying to finesse an apartment, they're not giving you your money back. Now you out your money. And that's another thing that you gotta prepare for too. Within like go back to like the pre-planning money part. It costs to apply to apartments. So if you going to just try your luck with any apartment and you might have to apply to a couple, you will be out of a couple $100, a few $100, upwards of $1,000. My apartment complex is $70 for the application, $150 for the administration. That is $230 if I'm not mistaken. What do I look like paying $230 here or $200 here, $175 over here? No, when I found my apartment, let me tell y'all exactly what I did. This is exactly how I found my apartment. I knew I wanted to move in December. I graduated in May. I knew I was going to move in July, but I started my planning in December, right? So I had a servant job. My servant job, I started saving money jars. I was been saving money jars because I just like to save money, but I start putting my money jars up intentionally for my move. This can go to furniture, this can go to fees, this can go to whatever. I got money stacking up on the side, right? In March, over spring break, while everybody was partying, me and my friends, we packed up for the weekend. We drove to Charlotte. When I tell y'all, I had lists. Because I'm going through Zillow, apartment.com, I had about 10 apartments that I wanted to see. They was in my budget. They made sense. They looked how I wanted them to look. Like, my apartment complex, it's cute. It's nice. It's, you know what I mean? No troubles, no issues. Maintenance is good. Like, I got good space. It's cute in here. It's cute, whatever. Stainless steel, got white. Yeah, it's giving. I don't pay as much as you think I probably do. I don't. And that's because I searched. Like, this apartment, out of everyone that I looked at, the proximity from the city, I'm 12 minutes from Uptown. 12 minutes from Uptown. Or like 15 on a crazy day. 20 on like a crazy day. But I'm 15 minutes from Uptown. I'm near everything. Whether it's a Target, a Walmart, Chipotle. I'm near everything. Texas Roadhouse. Like, everything is around the corner. It's malls. Girl, bye. It's malls. This way, that way. Shopping centers this way, that way. Like, I live near everything. I'm in a prime location, okay? I love my apartment. I love my apartment. And it's not the biggest, but I got everything I wanted. Like, I wanted little details. Like, I wanted a big tub. I got that. Like, I wanted washer and dryer. I got that. We got free parking. I got that. I got a walk-in closet. Like, it's Gucci over here. Hardwood floors, so I don't gotta bust out the vacuum. It's Gucci over here. So March we came down here for the weekend. I scheduled all my tours. Boom, 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 boom. Now I messed up because I didn't look at the directions to see, like, to make it make sense. Okay, I'm going to this apartment. This one is after. This one's after it. So I was ending up taking us on this side of Charlotte to this side of Charlotte to come back on this side of Charlotte. Like, we was doing a lot. But I seen about 10 apartments. And after I came down here, I knew I probably had like 2 that was my top. 2 that was my top, but this was like my top. This was my top. So I knew, like, okay, bet. Now, March, I don't recommend you apply for an apartment more than like a month out. It's really no point. It's really no point in applying for an apartment that early. Like, a month out is cool. Don't wait two weeks before, because that's stupid. You never know. We so booked up and busy right now. It's that season when people is getting in. So we literally trying to, like, we got people who've been evicted, so we trying to clean their apartments for a move in a couple days. Like, we in there working for real. Because people be like, oh, I'm trying to move next week. It's Monday. I'm trying to move in on Friday. You're not moving in on Friday. Like, what's wrong with you? You should have planned this out. Nobody told you to be last minute with your stuff. So, yes, that's what I did. And then, so after March, I knew where I wanted to go. I applied for my apartment in, like, the end of May, beginning of June. I was outside. And then I moved in July 3rd. And that's my last point for this one. Check your credit, okay? Because your credit can determine if you're going to have a $200 deposit or a $0 deposit over a 1.5 month of rent deposit. Because if your credit is messed up, or like if you don't have like no credit at all, you're not trustworthy in the eyes of, like, we want our money. So they're going to make you pay more up front because they don't know how you're going to end up acting while you're in that apartment. Okay? So, yes, I hope this helped y'all so much. I hope y'all was taking notes. Good luck with y'all apartment journey. Don't stress, okay? Don't stress. Give yourself enough time so you don't have no reason to stress. When I tell y'all, I was smooth sailing. Like, I had a whole party. I went on vacations. I was traveling. And I still had enough bread to move. Now, I did get a little help from my peoples. Okay, my peoples love me. I just graduated. Neither of my parents graduated college. My dad didn't graduate high school. So, of course, when I got up out the crib, he was like, yeah, here go a little something to help you out, you know. So, if you don't have that, then you really need to, like, you know what I mean? But either way I go, I didn't know my peoples was giving me money. I didn't know. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get some, you know, help with furniture or whatever. I know I was going to have graduation money, like graduation party money from cards and all that. But I wasn't expecting my dad to, like, help me out how he helped me out. So, like I said, I had money saved up. I was prepared to take care of myself, okay? So, yes, if y'all have any questions specifically, don't be afraid to hit my Instagram, okay? Hit my Instagram. I'll answer any questions. People hit me up all the time, like, you know, how did you graduate? And, you know, you did what you did. You doing it, da-da-da. Baby, this is faith and planning, okay? Without planning and faith, you ain't gonna do nothing, okay? You're gonna do not a thing, okay? So yeah, stay an angel, stay pure, and stay pretty. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going over my top hacks as a leasing consultant. Okay, I know the tea. So if you wanna know how to really finesse, I'm gonna teach y'all how to finesse, and I'm gonna tell y'all what be going on for real too, okay? So stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, come back for the next one. I'm gonna see y'all later.